One of Grenada's most famous playwrights, Francis Urias Peters, will be in the Tropical Reflection Ballroom in New York this coming Saturday to participate in the 5th annual Spring Gala fundraising event organized by a group called Grenadians in Action. In his presentation, he will be sharing some of his most famous stories, engaging patrons in Grenadian riddles and parables and folk songs. Peters spoke to GBN via telephone, where he said the funds collected from the gala will go towards a youth camp here in Grenada.
It's hosted by an organization called Grenadian in Action, and they normally have an annual fundraiser where, based on the funds that they raise, they present, I think, some of the finances for one of the youth camp, I believe, that is held by the Berean Bible Church in Sotes.
This is his second appearance at the gala, and Peters is ecstatic about bringing the Grenadian history and culture to the people in the diaspora, while helping in the development of youths.
So in a nutshell, it's just bringing a little bit of Grenada to the folks who will be up there in New York, because it seems from last year's presentation that they enjoyed it thoroughly. And one of the things that they said that they wanted more folk songs where they can sing along. So I'm looking forward to great expectations. It's part of my duties, I say, as a cultural ambassador, to bring the culture, to bring the arts to the diaspora. As I say, it is just a fundraiser where I will do my part as an ambassador to help out in any way, anything that involves the youth and community. I think it's part of my duties to do so.
Peters says one of his key roles as a cultural ambassador is keeping the history and culture alive.
You know, it is so very important that we keep the history and the culture and the folklore and the tradition alive. Because whatever I do, whether it's through my plays, through the songs, through workshop, I always will want to keep our history alive, because it's, to me, as I always say, that history is that sort of absorber that keeps the culture afloat. And without the history, I think that the culture will become meaningless. And hence the reason, that's one of the reasons that I will be sharing the folklore and the folk songs. And I think it is an example for us on mainland also to take note, because I believe I'm very, very concerned with regards to Caribbean, Grenadian, West Indian history. To me, it's not been punctuated enough in the school system. And if this continues along this trend, I think that we're going to find ourselves to be what I call wandering in the wilderness of the cultural tradition. So I really, really will want to continue this, to lend my expertise and my skill for the development of for culture and also for the history.
Peters leaves the island on Friday, April 7th. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.